Hello there. Yes, first thing I will acknowledge at the moment, I do look like babyface. Yeah, I just decided to clean it up. My beard was growing too long and just decided to trim it all the way down. I can actually feel air blowing on it. But Mortal Kombat just came out, and Mortal Kombat 2021. Now, since there are probably going to be more and more movies, I might as well put the date on it as well.
That's right. I'm about to monologue, son.
One thing I guess I'm going to get out of the way is this is kind of like the factor of people who read the book before watching the movie. Everyone who read the book thinks that the book is better than the movie. I know that doesn't really work here since it's not a book, it's a game, but everyone who seems to have watched the original Mortal Kombat thinks the original Mortal Kombat is better. However, I started comparing them back to back. This one has the better story. It has the better action. It's got the better rating for the actual M-rated game. It's everything, the fatalities, the kills, everything seems to be far better. However, I preferred the last one because it was just so cheesy, so funny. But okay, let's get into this one. This one, honestly, it started off way too slow for me. As much as I love Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and let's face it, there have always been two teams. Before the Edward and Jacob competition, there have been always teams. Everyone, no matter on what fan base, always picks the Superman, Batman, Goku or Vegeta. There always is that. It was always Sub-Zero or Scorpion. Occasionally there's the Piccolo. Occasionally there's the Chameleon. Occasionally there's the Bella favorites. People who pick the odd character just like, oh, that's mine, Kotu. But it's always those two. Everyone compares two. And it's always Sub-Zero versus Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat. This movie actually does it far better. I love how they are rivals. Because even though in the old one they did say that they were rivals, they were both pets of the Sorcerer. And it was just like, I didn't care for that. I wanted to see them go at it. My biggest issue with the new movie is it's a new movie. You guys have the violence. You guys have the action. You guys have the special effects. Yet the choreography, the telegraphy, whatever it's called for the martial arts, everything that's planned out, seems to fall a little short. The martial arts doesn't seem to be real. It seems to be very fake. And that's one thing that really bothers me in a fighting movie. Heck, you get more action in John Wick than you do in Mortal Kombat. Which, honestly, I guess is okay because it's just a fun movie to watch. It is enjoyable, but I am of that fan base where I preferred the old one because it was just so cheesy. This one works to be more serious, works to be a lot better. However, even though it's the action that makes it fall short for me because everything is up to snuff. Everything really goes up there, but when the action comes, and of course, I gotta say that some of the characters I just don't care for. I just didn't care for. The only one I really cared for was Kano. And that's just because the second he's introduced, he's chained up, he's talking like a hyena, he just doesn't shut up. And he is hilarious. He basically starts drawing a picture, and they basically say, "You're insane." And he's like, "All the best artists are." He literally carries the story throughout the entire movie the second he's introduced. The Scorpion's descendants, Sub-Zero was boring. All the other characters were just there. It was Kano who really brought the livelihood. The only character I could really compare him to from the original movie was Johnny Cage, the loudmouth, the one who's fun to watch, because everyone else was basically as bland and boring as before. You always need that one character who drives everyone's attention. But it took him forever to get introduced, and the second he was out, I kind of lost interest again. And it built up to this ultimate climax. And one thing I really do not like is when they have the heroes ganging up on the bad guy. Since when does it seem fair when it's 2 against 1? It just doesn't seem right. It's supposed to be an equal playing field. It's supposed to be Mortal Kombat where it's one-on-one. The champions dictate who's victorious. And they're cheating by having it 2 against 1. Sub-Zero technically would have won that fight off of technicality. So it's just like one of those things, just like, well, why am I starting to side more with Garo from One Punch Man? The fact that he's always argued, and as soon as they brought up that argument, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, the heroes tend to always gang up on the lone villain. The lone villain. Sure, he's doing something evil, but if you're being a hero, it should be one versus, like, bullies. Bullies are cowards that travel in groups. And here heroes tend to travel in groups while the villain stands alone. So it's one of those things that is just like, I'm starting to get confused here. When did this change? So that's one thing about the movie. I do enjoy the action. I'll rewatch it just to see the fatalities. I did love how Jax lost his arms. That made a much more sense. It was trying to, and I do love how they're actually trying to kill him off beforehand. So I don't know if the tournament actually ever took place, because they're originally being picked off one by one by the sorcerer and his motley crew. But it seems like Raiden and his crew turn the tables and take out their champions beforehand. So I guess the second movie will be about the actual championship, the actual Mortal Kombat, because this one didn't seem to actually ever start. It's like they picked the locations and just started fighting them before the tournament ever started. Or did it start and it just wasn't a big thing? So I'm thinking that it just actually never started. They just decided to pick off the ones who were picking them off. And yeah, that's one thing that's kind of bothered me. I guess they'll explain it, because I'm pretty sure they'll make a sequel now. And I'm excited to see a sequel, especially if they go this route. I do wish they do more with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, though. I did not like how Scorpion spent the majority of his time in hell. He is literally, I am Team Scorpion. I've always been Team Scorpion. I hate the color blue. I will always hate the color blue. So Sub-Zero, immediately, I never liked him. I would play with Chameleon or any of the other characters before I ever touched Sub-Zero. I always thought he was weak and terrible. I would always play as Scorpion. And that's why, and honestly, Scorpion is most people's favorites. That's why it's one of the most quoted characters, always in the title, always used in every trailer in the games. Get over here is one of the most quotable, and that's why they had to put it in the movie. The second he says it for the first time, goosebumps. So I do enjoy the movie. It's funny because I enjoy it more than the first one, but not as much as the first one. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in that middle ground, because after watching this one and then the first one again, the original movie again by Paul Anderson, it's just like, I can't tell. I can understand why I love the first one so much, and the fact that it's kind of like those people, like I said, who read the book before the movie. You tend to always enjoy the first thing first. It's just habit. But I'll do a review on the first movie too tomorrow. I enjoy it. I really do. I hope they do a sequel. I really just hope they focus on the action a bit more. The action is where it fell short for me. Really, that part. And, of course, the characters. But the action is what drives it. The action is what should carry a martial arts game to movie. And it really wasn't there. It took a while for them to actually get to any real fighting. And yeah, but I do enjoy how they went about it for the most part. Raiden seemed a little weak. Most of the characters seemed a little weak. It was just there. I guess they'll improve on the next one. Who knows? I still am excited. I would like to see more, just because I want to see more epic fatalities. I did love the awesome looking Scorpion when they finally got to fight. The skull face, everything. They went all out.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles. One more thing. I did actually like how they were chosen. Instead of like the first one where they just randomly got on a boat, this one, it was basically through competition. Like if you killed someone who happened to bear the mark, they became the next chosen to fight. So that's how Kano ended up, a criminal, ended up fighting for humanity's side. I actually do enjoy that a little more than the first movies. Honestly, I will not lie though, I haven't played many of the games since the original Sega. I have Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. After that, I never really cared because they were the same game over and over and over and over again, and you can't get past that 8-bit graphics. There's nothing greater than that. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.